This is James Gunn.
Hey!
Yeah, my name's Hasselhoff.
Yeah, so one of the things that we wanted to do was to make a music video. In fact, the song was written to be a music video as much as it was written to be a song, inspired by some great Star Wars, the Star Wars pop version that came out in the 70s. There's a great Top of the Pops with dancing girls dancing to the song that's completely trippy and strange. And so we wanted to do our own 70s version of Guardians of the Galaxy theme and shoot a video for it. And we actually shot it with old equipment, shot by a guy by the name of David Hasselhoff, who also happens to be one of my best friends. And anyway, you guys are going to be the first people in the world to see it right now, I believe.
And I have not seen it.
And David hasn't even seen it.
I just got off a plane from Berlin the day before yesterday and realized that my staff has a copy of this, but I never saw it. So I'm excited, as you are, to see this. And I know it's going to be really fun because it was hysterical shooting it. We had a lot of fun.
All right, let's watch it. Oh, my phone's on. A lot of the credit goes to Dave Yarovesky, who directed that, and
yeah, Dave's cool. Dave's great. You know, like one of your super close friends, right?
Yeah. So, but it was really it was a great joy. Totally fun to shoot. You know, I think you guys can see that everybody's in there. It's Palm and Sean and Rooker and Zoe. And
Bautista comes in.
Batista's.
He came in wearing those wings and with a wig on, and he goes, "Oh my God, get out now!" He was awesome.
Yeah. Autumn Steve did all the costumes. She did a great job, and it's pretty cool.
It's been a great ride for me and an honor to be here because, hearing the name Hasselhoff in the movie is something that I just wish my dad was alive because he would have dug it. And my girlfriend, my fiance, rented a movie theater and I got to see the movie the second time. And then to see this video and to be a part of the whole Guardians family now, it's just, it's incredibly cool. And I'm excited and I think this is going to turn a lot of heads because it's so entertaining, and I think that's really what we need to do. In the world right now, we need to laugh a little bit, and I think that's what that's about. Especially Procyon Loader, getting down and dirty with a Procyon Loader. I said, James, what the hell's that?
David was also like, infantilize, that's not a word. Why are you making up words? I'm like, I didn't make it up. It's a real word, I swear.
Yeah, I still don't believe it's a word.
It is a
Infantilize sequoia. You know how hard it is to say that in a rap? Infantilize sequoia.
A fun thing too, at the very, so in the post, the credits of Guardians of the Galaxy, the very last thing you see before the Stan Lee cameo at the very, very end of Volume 2 is David's face coming on screen and saying the last line from that song, which "We Are Groot," and that is actually off of my iPhone that I did when we were in the recording studio. I'm like, here, let me just take a video because I had the idea while we were there doing that.
I'm finally in the movie in the credits on an iPhone.
It's from my iPhone. I don't even get. I should share a cinematography credit with Henry Brown. Anyway, you guys have questions or anything?
So will Inferno bring disco back?
Yeah, I think this goes back with a vengeance, and it's all anybody's going to be listening to for the next few years now.
Thank you.
Are you going to incorporate it into the ride?
The song?
Yeah.
It does play as you walk off the ride sometimes. It's one of the songs that plays when you're coming out of the ride, yeah.
Now you should be in the ride.
I haven't seen the ride. I didn't even know there was a ride till 20 minutes ago. Yeah. And so I met the guys from Disneyland and gave me a Groot cookie and said people take pictures with the Groot cookie on their face. And I said, well, invite me, I'll come down.
We should try to get you in a future iteration of the ride as a cameo and some sort of Easter egg at David Hasselhoff.
That would be really awesome.
Can you talk about working with Dolby in terms of like going through the process with HDR?
Well, I mean, I think that, what do you want me to answer these questions now? But I think it's for me it was really working with my team of the same people so that it was appropriate for Dolby standards rather than working directly with Dolby.
So how did you decide on the instrumentation of what you wanted for the song?
Well, I worked with Tyler Bates, who composes the score. Tyler is one of my great collaborators. He's done the scores for all my movies, all my web videos, everything. And so we basically, I always loved the disco pop version of the Star Wars theme, and I wanted to do something like that. I wanted to retain that 70s feel to it, and I wanted to make another opportunity to make Michael Rooker look stupid, which we did really well in this video, I think. So.
Were there any or instruments you tried that just didn't jive with the vision you wanted?
If I recall correctly, there are certain things, it's like dealing with any song with the mix and what works and what doesn't and what, you mean in terms of like what we shot people doing on screen, or in terms of the...
No, just like what you have playing.
Yeah, we pretty much settled early on what the instrumentation was. It is funny though, in the video I remember we did shoot other things. We have Rooker and Dave blowing horns together.
Okay.
But the problem with Rooker is he has no sense of rhythm at all. Like everything that we have in there is so carefully pieced together to not make him look, like because he really cannot dance. His sense of rhythm is terrible. And it was very, very hard to get him to even press the keyboard keys in a fake way so that they matched up at all with the sound we were hearing on screen. He's just not capable of it.
That's great.
David, when Hooked on a Feeling became the main song in the first film, did you say sort of, hey, that was my thing, I did that cover, and did you make that connection?
I get a lot of calls from my fans saying, you're in the Guardians movie, but it wasn't my version. It was the Blue Suede version, which is original. And my video that I did of Hooked on a Feeling has got a long story because the Germans said, we hate this video. And I said, you hate the video? And they said, yes, we hate it. And I lost a record deal over it. And about 20 years later, 1993, my kids called me and they said, Dad, that stupid video is playing in school. And so I called up and I said, you can't show that. My name's Hasselhoff and my daughters are in this video. And they said it's the #1 video on the internet. I said, play it. I'll come in and teach a class. I called my daughters and said, hey, I told you. And but the fact that it was in the movie was kind of a precursor to James and I meeting, because I said to James, why am I in this movie? And he said, because I watched you when I was 8 years old in Knight Rider. And I'm proud of that. And that show is still following me around, and it's still going to be following me around, I hope, sooner than later. And because of that movie and because of those morals and that might for right and saving lives, not taking lives, is what Guardians is about as well. And it's entertaining, but it has heart. And that's what a lot of the movies have lost today, especially the sci-fi. It's all special effects, and who cares? You got to care about the characters, Now I'm no longer David Hasselhoff. I'm Zardu Hasselfrau.
That's how he signs we share emails all the time back and forth, and he signs every email Zardu. So.